The Oblivion remake has just been released, and everyone, myself included, are falling back in love with this masterpiece of a game and its incredible characters.
Big.
But as the veterans know, we don't play games the intended way around here. Can you beat the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered fists only? This challenge is going to impact combat greatly. I'm not going to be able to use swords, maces, daggers, bows. The list really does go on. Also, I cannot use magic of any kind. This includes healing spells. On top of that, I'm banning the creation of potions. We may buy or steal them, but we cannot create them. Let's just quickly summarise. I cannot equip any kind of weapon, I cannot use magic, I cannot craft potions. With these restrictions in place, this is going to be one tough challenge. I win as soon as we finish the main quest line with Light the Dragonfires, though we will be doing quite a few side quests for rewards too. We begin with character creation. Now, there are a few choices we can go for. However, I'm wanting a high sneak character so that we can preferably kill an enemy in a single hit. We pick a Khajiit and call him Mittens. This prick gives us a hard time.
Then they beat you. Then, if you're lucky, they kill you.
And the Emperor places his trust in a random stranger in prison. You know, the usual. The first thing I do is bind spells to the bottom D-pad so that muscle memory is not an issue. We immediately can tell this is going to be a difficult challenge. We deal barely any damage to enemies, and our low stamina stops us from blocking lots of hits. The strategy I used was to hit once or twice and then back away, baiting out an attack, giving us an opening. A few key notes. We want to be waiting after every battle if possible. Waiting will allow us to regain all stamina and health for free, but this can only be used when there aren't any more enemies nearby. The only way to heal in combat is with potions, which will be in low supply constantly. Ideally, we don't want to be taking too much damage ever. Sneaking and attacking an enemy will give us a 3 times boost for the first hit, which is why we will be focusing on sneak and strength. And the final tip, if enemies are giving you too much trouble, you can always do what we do best and run away from our problems. If I can't see it, it doesn't exist. All of these tips gets us through the tutorial. The star sign we end up picking is Thief, and we custom make a class. It gives us a level boost to acrobatics, athletics, block, hand-to-hand, light armor, security, and sneak. Pretty cool stuff. The Emperor gets assassinated in front of us, and the good man Boris gives us our freedom. We leave the sewers, and with the crisp, fresh air, get exploring. We meet this old guy in Way, and when he tells us his heartbreaking story, we do not laugh in his face, but instead offer him help. Looks like Mittens is going fishing. We can't defeat actual slaughterfish, so we're gonna need to hug the edge of the lake to get at the little guys. For some reason, a cultist decides to attack us, but we best him. Our defense is really bad right now, as these robes don't give an armor rating at all, but we still don't have the money for real armor. This fishing quest is starting to really irritate me. Where are these damn fish? I take my anger out on the poor injured man who issued this quest and steal all of his possessions, like I wasn't going to do that anyway. Quite conveniently, this offers the perfect segue. After the murder of the old man, we get greeted by Lucian, speaker of the Dark Brotherhood. He informs us that we must murder another old man named Rufio. We wanted to join the Dark Brotherhood anyway, so we are going to do this. Now, why do we want to join them? If you've played this game before, you will know that we get a unique armor set for simply joining the Dark Brotherhood. This armor is one of the best light armors in the game, so it's a big deal to get this ASAP. But to get it, we do need to kill Rufio. Luckily, he will be sleeping constantly, making him an easy target for Mittens. Rufio is located at the Inn of Ill Omen. Very fitting, and Rufio is put to sleep. We then gain access to the Dark Brotherhood and receive our gear. The complete set gives us 10 points in Sneak, Illusion, Marksman and Blade, but it is also worth 10 armor. A high sneak will make it much easier to perform a sneak attack in combat, hopefully defeating the enemy with it. Now that we have this, we don't really need to do any more of these quests, but the Dark Brotherhood is fun, so we keep doing a few of them. However, most of the quest rewards won't be used. We get to fight pirates and assassinate the captain in this quest. Wrong captain.
It was mating season. How could I have known she was your sister?
Now we get two options here. We can either fight our way on the ship, which doesn't really work, or we can hide in a crate and get transported on board. We're going to pick hiding, which luckily is quite easy with our increased sneak. We don't need to engage any of the pirates on the ship, and we get to the captain's quarters. The captain is a formidable opponent. Luckily, with the power of tables, we can defeat him. Simply run around the table when he tries to attack and get a punch in and run away. This fight will take a few minutes, but he does go down. For these incredible efforts, we get 50 gold. What a steal! This is quite an easy quest. We just need to sneak into Balin's home and let a head drop on him while he's relaxing in his chair. Getting out, however, is a little more difficult. We jump down just behind Grom and run away as quickly as we can. The reward for this quest is Sufferthorn, a really good dagger, but we can't use it because, come on. This quest is a highlight for us. We've got to infiltrate the Imperial prison to kill Valen Dreth, that little gremlin from the start of the game. To get to Dreth, we need to go back through the sewers we escaped from all that time ago. Getting through the sewers is a pretty quick and easy endeavour, just a couple of mud crabs in our way. We then need to sneak past several guards. We want to stick to the shadows and keep far away. They are very good at detecting you, so you should also move very slowly. We find the skinny elf and beat him to a pulp, and simply walk out the front door. We head to Kvatch to find Martin, only to see that there is a portal to the realm of Oblivion. The captain tells us Martin is inside the city, but we need to close the portal first. The realms of Oblivion are a hellish landscape with some very difficult enemies. We find one of the city's legion here, and we want him to tag along. His attacks deal significantly more damage to enemies than us, but he is probably not going to make it out of all of this. A small sacrifice for mittens. We will have to defeat this Daedra here, and he is tough. I tried a few weird things, like killing him with full damage, but we do need to loot his body for a key. No tricks. We have to fight him. You should have a few potions amassed by this point, so feel free to use them here. With one more blow, he goes down and we close the Oblivion Gate, find Martin, and get back to Joffrey. However, it is revealed that the Emperor's assassins have taken the Amulet of Kings from Joffrey.
Oh no, I think they're right behind me.
We take Martin far north, where he will be safe for the time being. Apologies for the intermission, but if you've been enjoying this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing to a friend who would enjoy this challenge too. It really does help boost the channel to more people and will allow me to continue doing these kinds of videos and challenges. If you really want to go above and beyond, you can also buy a channel membership with perks that include early access to these videos and voting on the next challenge I do. Anyway, back to the video. We track down Boris, the guard who let us leave prison, and find out that he's found information on the Emperor's assassins. They belong to a cult called the Mythic Dawn, and to find their stronghold, we need to find 4 of their books. The Arcane University gives us the first 2, and points us to get the 3rd copy. We inform the poor sap buying the book that it's written by a terrifying cult, and he hands it over, and informs us where to find the final book. We team up with Boris to go into the sewers, as we need to find the meetup. The sewers, as always, provides no real challenge. When we ambush the cultists, we try to get Boris to do the fighting while jumping around aggroing the others, as we don't deal any damage to armoured enemies currently. After a few deaths, the cultists go down, and we hunt down the cultist stronghold. We infiltrate the Shrine of Deaeon, and we get a choice to either give our possessions or keep them aggroing everyone in the area. We choose to keep our possessions, as if we don't, we will need to defeat the enemy holding them to get them back. We can lose the aggro near the major worship shrine. We then grab the Mysterium Zoxes, and now we need to escape. These enemies use a lot of magic that can one-shot us. We need to be jumping and zigzagging to make it out of here. Make sure to check your map frequently, as this place is an absolute maze at points. You should be able to make it out with few issues though. We then take the book back to Martin so he can begin deciphering it. We jump right back to the Dark Brotherhood for a framed assassination. However, what I realised while doing it is that this quest is impossible. We cannot complete this quest as we need to stab this guy with a special blade. To stab him with said blade, we obviously need to equip it. Now, we could defeat both the people, which would fail the quest, but Jesus, this unarmored guy is ridiculously strong. Luckily, we have an autosave just before this encounter, but this essentially leaves the Dark Brotherhood uncompletable. Now for a little extra gold. We begin at some of the Thieves Guild questline. This isn't for any specific reward, it is simply to get a fence so that we can then sell our stolen goods. We need to steal a journal. Normally, you need to play detective and figure out where it is. Now, I've played this game before, so I can more or less skip most of this quest and just make a beeline for where the journal is. We join the Thieves Guild and gain a whole lot of gold through theft. Such heroics. Joffrey has informed us that spies have been spotted in Blumar, so we take them out. It's that simple. We also sneak into their home to find a letter that confirms they know that Martin is here. Mittens then gives a status report. This is a fast quest for us. You just need to give Martin any Daedric artifact, which there are plenty of. If you have yet to get one, this quest will mark Azura's shrine, but to get that artifact, you'll need to defeat heavily armed vampires. So good luck in those endeavours. Brumar has had an Oblivion Gate appear, and we need to team up with the local army to shut it down. This would be insanely difficult normally. However, the guards following us in can attack, and their swords are way stronger than Mitten's fists. The captain of the guard also cannot die. Even when he runs out of health, he will just fall unconscious and get back up like nothing happened. What we end up doing is getting him to aggro the enemies, allowing us to rush ahead. This Oblivion Gate is a simple one, in which all we need to do is reach the top and remove the sigil stone. Once this is done, we are walked out as normal. Now for everyone's favourite quest, Allies for Brumar. We need to go to every city in the game and close an Oblivion Gate. This quest will take upwards of 10 hours. Or we can just not do this. The game doesn't actually tell you this, but Allies for Brumar is an entirely optional quest. The only consequence of this is that a later quest will be a little bit more difficult. There is only one way to get the blood of a divine, and that is by retrieving the armour of Tiber Septim and scraping the blood off of it. Unfortunately, his crypt is protected by the ghosts of the blades, so we're going to have to track down all four. The enemies in this area are all ghosts, and seeing as we don't have any magic, we can't actually deal damage to them. This essentially means we need to be fast, running to each blade and not letting those ghosts catch up to us. The ghosts can paralyze us, which leads to us not being able to run and us dying very quickly. Once all four blades have been found, we head for Septim's armor and bring it back to Martin. All this quest entails is going into another ruin and finding a large gem. There's nothing special about this area specifically, so we can just run through it no problem, get the stone, and get out. Easy. We need to let several Oblivion Gates open to then open a Great Gate. Before the Great Gate opens, we need to fight off wave after wave of Daedra. We do an excellent job watching everyone fight because they deal so much more damage than us. After a few waves, the Great Gate opens and the real quest begins. This is a time quest. If we can't close this gate quickly, we lose. Now, we have two options. We can either attempt to fight all the Daedra and close the Oblivion Gate normally, or we can use the master skill of funny collision detection to just jump up these rocks and boom, we're already halfway through this. We can then just run through the main tower, running past all of the enemies, and gain the Great Sigil Stone at the top of the tower. With all of this, we can finally open a portal to Mankar Cameron's paradise. This is the point of no return. This will take us to the final area and boss. We want to stock up on as many potions as we can, and when you think you're ready, go in. Our end goal here is to kill Mankar Cameron, but to do so, we're going to need to torture some of the residents of paradise. We find a little Daedra guy here. He agrees to help us if we allow for the suffering of more of the residents. Fun. After a few more little things, we find an ally who will accompany us for the rest of the quest. We proceed to find Mankar, and this boss is going to be tough. Now, we can defeat his assistants, but they will keep respawning as in this realm they are immortal. So instead, we focus exclusively on Mankar while his allies are aggroed to our buddy. Feel free to use all of your potions, as this is the final difficult fight. Once we're out of potions, we can jump from ledge to dodge attacks while slowly recovering our health. Luckily, we had a few potions of strength, which increased our attacks just enough to defeat him. Just be careful, and Cameron, along with his paradise, is completely destroyed. Deaeon has now crossed into Cyrodiil, and we need to reach the Temple of the One. Now, this is a major fight, and we aren't super powerful, so we can just run to the temple, and Martin will just luckily warp to us. Martin shatters the Amulet of Kings, and becomes Akatosh, a cool energy dragon. With Martin's sacrifice, Deaeon and his army is defeated, and the Oblivion Fists Only challenge is complete. As always, a huge shout out to all YouTube members. I appreciate every single one of you. An even bigger shout out to all first class soldier members, including Friendly Neighborhood Lurker, Kupo Corner, Multi-Brad X, _XX Pitters 98 XX _, and thank you for watching the full video.